What's up, everybody? John Eric Pauli here with My MMA News, and today's guest will be fighting Francis Marshall at UFC Orlando on December 3rd. Pleased today to be joined by Marcelo Rojo. Marcelo, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate the time.
Hi, how are you guys? Thank you for bringing me.
Yeah, man, no problem at all. It's great to have you on here. So let's just start right here with the fight. Just how excited are you to get to go out and compete once again? And I know you're hunting down that first UFC victory. Just, how much are you looking forward to going out there and trying to get this win and getting that first big moment in your UFC career?
Oh yeah, man. I've been visualizing this moment like a long time ago. I have a couple losses there, but we will back up and we're ready. We're ready to go. Like anxious to get in the cage.
And for training camp too, there's some changes for you coming into this fight. You recently made the move to Glory MMA, so just talk about that, what that move's been like, and how your training camp has been going so far.
Oh yeah, since my last fight, I made a lot of changes. I changed manager. I changed training camps. I changed the city I used to live. Now I'm living in Vegas. But yeah, I've been training with James since February from this year, and it's been amazing. He's a great coach. Like he showed me a different world of MMA, and the camp was pretty good. Like I'm just almost finishing. I'm in reaching my peak, and I feel great, bro. I feel great. Like training with James is an amazing head coach. There's a great room of MMA fighters that they are at elite level, so they are always pushing you hard. So it's a lot of room for improvement.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a little bit more about James in a second, but in that last answer, if I heard correctly, you said you moved to Vegas. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, yeah. I was living in Tijuana, and then I moved to Vegas with Brandon Moreno. Uh, I'm
Vegas is a great city. I love whenever I get the opportunity to go and visit there. What's that been like living out there in Sin City? I know it's been mostly probably business for you whenever you're out there, but it's a great place to live. Weather's fantastic. I mean, I have nothing but positive
yeah,
things to say about the city. Just how have you enjoyed it so far?
yeah. I mean, we really like Vegas. It's a great place for MMA. It's the MMA capital of the world. So we have everything we need there with the Performance Institute. They just give me the food. They just give me the therapy. They are all professional on what they do. So it's really cool for me because I can improve a lot. I just get worried only on training. So just working, and get all the stuff from the PI and just getting better.
Yeah, the PI it's a great thing for all the fighters too. I haven't met a fighter yet that had said anything bad about the Performance Institute. So I guess I have a two-part question here for you though, along all these training lines. So first off, a lot of fighters have just said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to stay out in Vegas and I'm going to utilize the PI for everything, like you were just mentioning, all the great stuff that they do, and just keep everything right there." So I guess number one, why did you make this decision to come out to Glory when you could just stay right in Vegas if you truly wanted to, number one? And then number two, I know you had mentioned a little bit about James before, but just talk about, the way how he runs things and why he's such a special coach there and why you've been enjoying this move out to Glory.
Oh, yeah, like we train in Vegas and we live there, but we always say that if you're in a fight camp, you need to concentrate only on that. And that's why we need to make the sacrifices of just leaving home and get to another place and just focus on your fight. And we have a small team, like it's Brandon Moreno, me, and another friend, Macio, that we're all together always. And Brandon just hooked up with James and we talked to him and he said, for sure, guys, you need to come train with me. And it's been amazing, like the changes I feel and the way he ran classes. He actually he trained with us. Like he's a professional fighter. He trained with us. He sparred with me. He wrestled with me. He do the jiu-jitsu rounds with me. So he feels like your improvements. And if you're making a mistake, he lets you know. Like I mean, it's a really cool head coach.
And I want to ask you a little bit too about Brandon as well. Obviously, you guys are teammates, know each other very well. What's it like getting to call him a teammate? Obviously, he's a fantastic fighter. Everybody knows that. Former undisputed champion, current interim champion, looking to become a two-time undisputed flyweight champion. So, just what's it like being able to, call him a teammate and kind of pick his brain and whatnot?
No, I mean, it's not only my teammate. He's one of my best friends, and he helped me through this journey like a lot. I've been training with him since uh, I, before the first Kai Kara France fight. So, and then I've been his corner in a lot of fights. So he and his family always helping me, and does feel amazing. He's like a brother to me.
I bet it sounds like you guys have quite the connection there. I do want to now get into some fight specifics here. I do want to ask you a little bit about Francis just as an opponent and kind of what you've seen out of him so far.
Oh, he's pretty good, brother. He's pretty good. I mean, he's undefeated. He's a young kid with a lot of hunger. So it's gonna be a good fight. I mean, it's a really good matchup for me. Uh, we're gonna exchange a couple of punches, and then for sure he's gonna try to take me down. But I'm gonna pay him. I'm gonna make him pay.
And when it comes to scouting a guy like Francis, I was just curious because it's kind of funny. So, in my area in Pennsylvania, I was covering a regional event a few years ago, and Francis actually fought on that card. And not too long after, he gets his fight with Dana White's Contender Series. So I know he hasn't been necessarily around the block as much as some other fighters. Is it hard to scout a guy like him when there's maybe not as much footage out there of a guy like that? Like, how do you exactly go about scouting a guy who's only had a few professional fights under his belt?
No, I mean, it's about the talent. I mean, the UFC got scouters all over the world. And they saw me fighting in Argentina back in the day, and then they bring me to the US, and then I was in the Ultimate Fighter Latin America. So, I mean, they know if you're good enough, the UFC knows you for sure, and you're going to be under his radar. Yeah, like they do, they have people specifically for that. So, I mean, he's pretty good. I mean, but he needs to prove it. He needs to prove it on December 3rd, and it's gonna be my best performance ever. So I'm ready.
Yeah, one of the things that I find compelling about this matchup too, for you, if I have this correctly written down here, your 25th professional fight. For him, just the seventh. Obviously, as well as anybody, the more you do things, obviously the better you get, the more experiences that you have, the more you've seen. Do you feel that you're going to have a massive experience advantage here, that maybe you've seen a lot more than what he's seen, obviously in his young career, that this is just going to be his seventh walk for a professional fight, as to you with that nice number 25 there?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I got a couple more fights that they didn't show up in the Sherdog records or in topology, but yeah, I think experience is gonna be by my side. I've been there. I've been in that cage. It's a pretty nice shot when you get there and with all the people. I mean, it feels amazing, the energy, and I already feel that, and I just want to do it again.
And you said, right, so you had some fights that weren't on like Tapology and all that. Well, what was going on there? Is this like the dark web somewhere? Is this some kind of secret meeting
No,
somewhere down in Argentina?
because when I start fighting in Argentina, there even were like athletic commissions for MMA, so they didn't regulate that. So I got a lot of fight that doesn't show there. Even I fought like three. Well, also I fought three times in the Ultimate Fighter. Like every week we fight, so that doesn't show there either. But yeah, yeah, I got a couple more fights, but my experience is gonna be key for this fight.
All right, so now just to wrap things up here today, I do want to ask you about Argentina a little bit. Obviously everybody knows from this interview here that you are proud to represent the country there. Just what's it meant for you to represent Argentina in the sport? Obviously, I know there's a few fighters from Argentina, but there's not a super lot of fighters that get to represent that flag there. So, what's it like for you to be able to represent the country in the sport?
Oh man, it's been amazing. Like since I started this back in Argentina, there was actually like nothing. Like we have a little few events, and then with all that, with with the UFC just growing up, the fan base start growing up, and right now we're really good. Like the fan base is growing up, so the sport is growing, and I'm really because I'm one of the pioneers that been in the UFC. So
I was just saying, what's that like for you too to be a pioneer like that? A lot of people growing up in Argentina that want to get involved with the sport, they're going to be looking up to guys like you. So what's that like being able to be kind of like you'd say a trendsetter, so to speak, there for a lot of young kids out there in Argentina to look up to?
yeah, like I was saying, like this was the getting in the UFC. It was really hard for me because it's been a long journey, but I enjoy every moment, and I'm gonna try to make it easier for them. It's like open a path for them. So that's why also I just need this win so much because it's gonna make things so much easier for Argentinian athletes to become a UFC fighters too.
All right, man. Appreciate all the time here today. It's been a great conversation. Last thing before you roll out, social media, management, sponsors, anybody you had to give shout outs to, floor is yours. Take it away.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you guys can follow me on Instagram, Pitbull Rojo UFC. Uh, I don't get a lot of sponsorships, but if you guys want to help me too, like yeah, hit me up.
All right, Marcelo, again, thanks so much for all the time, man. Really appreciate it. Again, for all the fans out there, it's a reminder that Marcelo will be fighting Francis Marshall at UFC Orlando. That fight date is December 3rd. Last thing before I roll out, just want to remind everybody, if you like today's interview, make sure to go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and keep going to MyMMANews.com. Check out all of our great work. Comes out literally every single day of the week. Also, make sure to go to our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give us a like and a follow on there as well. We'll see you later, everybody.